What's going on, guys? My name is Joey and welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my meta build for the Smeeta Kavat in Warframe 2025. Now, the Kavat was changed with the Pet 2.0 reworks when they changed all of the Kubros Kavats, Sentinels, things like that. Everything was changed around. We had Charm reworked to where it works a little bit differently now, where we don't actually have the resource booster in Charm itself anymore, so we don't get that, whatever it was, 150 seconds of doubled resources at like a 2% rate of it proccing. What we actually have now is we have this mod, which is Retriever. It is an 18% chance to double resource pickups. We also have Prosperous Retriever. If you're going to be doing things like Profit Taker, this is what I would recommend that you put on. You put something like this on. And the reason today I'm only giving you guys one general build today is because, it's pretty basic on how you go about it. These Kavats aren't really made to kill things, at least comparatively to the Kubros, where the Kubros can be stat sticked extremely heavily. These can only be stat sticked in the crit department. The base damage is also not very desirable. Status is not very desirable, things like that. So I typically don't really use the Kavats for damage. I use them for their utility. So most builds will look like this. If you were to ask me to show you maybe more builds, what they would look like, well, they would all really just look exactly similar to this. So getting back into Charm now. So we still have some of the elements of Charm that still remain, and we have some new elements. So what we have here is we have 6 buffs in total, and the way the Charm works now is it actually has a 40% chance to proc every 27 seconds, which is more common than it was before. So you're getting more instances of Charm at a higher rate, which is nice, even though you're not getting that resource buff. The Charm still provides you with some fantastic buffs that you need to be aware of, because things for like leveling, or bolstering, low CC weapons, things like that, farming rare resources, all these things, Smeeta is fantastic for, all with just this one ability alone. So the first buff we have is we have the critical chance bonus. So this will be one of the chances to proc. It lasts for 30 seconds. The duration can be enhanced by Tech Enhance, so we can get longer duration from this as why we're running this. The duration of the critical chance bonus lasts for 30 seconds, and it hits at a 10% chance on that base 40 for something to hit. So sets all your critical chance values to 200 flat, so you're getting flat orange crits on any weapon. It doesn't matter what the CC is, this is flat value. So you can get really, really nice CC value out of something like this. Like I said, it lasts for 30 seconds, can be enhanced with Tech Enhanced, lasts a bit longer, which is very nice. As far as the second buff goes, we have Energy Refund. This is all energies, spent from abilities by your Warframe are refunded for 10 seconds. So it doesn't mean that they don't cost anything. It means that they're refunded. So when you spend the energy, you can watch the bar in the bottom left, and you'll slowly see your energy come, not slowly, but very quickly see your energy come back. You'll be able to actually see it with your eyes. So it's like not like, oh, I don't have enough energy to cast this ability, and now I can cast it. That's not the case. You need enough to cast the ability, but when you do cast the ability, you will get all of that energy back guaranteed. This does last for 10 seconds. It procs at a 20% chance, and it is also enhanceable by Tech Enhance. So we're getting increased duration by that. Not very much, because it's only 10 seconds at base, so we're not getting much off this 30%, but still, it is an enhanced value nonetheless. Now, for the third proc, this one is very, very nice. This one is the Affinity Charm. The way the Affinity Charm works is this one lasts for 120 seconds, and it can be bolstered by Tech Enhance as well. Very, very nice. And the way this one works is you earn affinity at a triple rate. Now, the important thing to understand about that is, yes, it sounds fantastic that you're earning the 3x, affinity rates. What you need to also understand is that all affinity bonuses in Warframe are multiplicative to one another. So things like Blessing, affinity booster from the market, this affinity charm, all things like that, these are multiplicative to each other, so you can level things up in less than a minute if you can get this to proc very, very, very fast. It's extremely nice to have this when you're leveling up different kinds of weapons and warframes. I always have it on when I'm leveling things up, so I'd highly recommend that for this specifically. Now getting into the fourth proc of Charm. This one can proc at a 25% chance, but that is only because it does not have a duration. It only lasts for one instance. This is the Reload Charm. A reload charm, it will instantly reload your weapon. There will be no reload animation. You just press R and it will instantly reload the weapon. This can only happen a single time. It happens at a 25% chance. It'll happen quite often compared to the others. So, it is nice to have if you have a weapon that has long reload times. Very nice as well. Charm is extremely, extremely diverse. As far as the next charm ability goes, we have Reinforced Shields. This is negates damage received from the next incoming hit, and it also gives you an additional 150 overshield, so it's pretty much just like one proc of Mesmer Skin. You're not going to take any damage from one single hit, and it's going to give you some nice overshield on top of that. This also procs at a 25% rate, and it's so it's going to proc relatively often as well. And the final one here is called the Rare Resource Charm. Now, this is not the Resource Booster Charm anymore. This is a new charm. The way this works is the Smeeta will create one instance of the current system's rare resource drop for its owner. So things like Argon Crystals, Aroken Cells, Entrati Lanthorns. This ability, if it procs, will just create one at your feet. If you have a double resource, it should double it. So this is very, very nice as well for farming resources. So Charm overall, even after the changes that it's received, is still a fantastic option for so many different things in the game. It provides so many fantastic buffs, and I feel like a lot of people let it go under the radar now that the resource charm is not there anymore, but it is still a fantastic option. The only thing I wish that this companion had was I wish that we could have a reinforced bond, compatibility without needing to use any synset, mumbo jumbo, to bolster reinforced bond with overshields. But aside from that, everything is fantastic. So let's get into the build now. What we have for the build is we have Tenacious Bond on here, as this is Tenacious Bond viable. We're going to get free 1.2x critical damage multiplier, which is going to be very, very nice. We have Tech Enhance, which I was talking about before. This is going to be fantastic for increasing the ability durations of all of our charm abilities that have a duration tied to them. We have Calculated Redirection on here. This is going to give us nice shield gate value of 2.1 seconds. After we break shields. So we're going to have 2.1 seconds of invulnerability. We also have hasten deflection on here. This is going to increase our shield recharge and decrease our shield recharge delay time. So it's going to recharge after 1.7 seconds, which is very nice. And it's going to recharge at a rate of 114 per second. Now I have Restorative Bond on here. This is going to be Health Orbs restores 60 more health and reduce companion recovery time by 3 seconds. Now this is solely here for the companion reduction timer on the recovery. If you guys would prefer, you can go for Momentous Bond, as this is when you kill Eximus units. The recovery timer will drop by 18 seconds. This would be very nice if you're going to know you'll be doing longer runs, as in longer runs, Eximus become more and more prevalent to pop up in your missions, so this might become more common for you to use. But in something like base SP, in basic missions, you're not really going to run into all that many Eximus, so Restorative Bond is totally fine for that. But like I said, it's totally up to you guys for preference, however you want to go about it. I like Restorative Bond. I have Fetch on here, obviously, to pick up our loot. We have Resourceful Retriever on here to double our pickups. And then we have Primed Animal Instinct on here for the loot radar plus enemy radar. This is a crutch mod for me. I do not like playing the game without it. So I guess real fast, before I conclude this, because there's not really too much to showcase, as the Smeeta doesn't do any damage with this build. I don't have it set up to do any damage. I guess I could also show you real fast that the claws only require Bite. Just get Bite, and you have enough for Tenacious Bond. You're viable. You have Elusive Posture on here to help you avoid taking damage, which is going to be very, very nice. And I don't even know if I mentioned it. We actually have Tech Assault on here. Now, Tech Assault, this is going to have your Kavat will have a 60% chance to ignore lethal damage and become immune for 4 seconds. Now, the reason this is nice is because if the Kavat procs this and becomes immune for 4 seconds, we're going to start recharging shields after 1.7 seconds at a rate of 114. So we're going to get around 300 plus shields before Tech and Assault is actually over. So we're going to get decent shield gate value again out of this afterwards, and even to have the ability to reproc Tech Assault again. So I guess what I can show you guys here is I can try to show you guys how this would look if the cat actually gets Tech Assault to proc on it. We can see I'm just playing Revenant just so I can stand here and let the cat take damage. I don't want to take care of it or anything. They're going to shoot at me. The cat died. My Restorative Bond wasn't working here before. It's working now. Let's see if the cat can take another hit. I really want to see if I can get Tech Assault to proc just so I can show you guys how this works. It does work really well. If they would just attack the Smeeta, it would be a lot more helpful for me here. You see the Smeeta died again. We're just getting really unlucky with that 60% chance right now. But things like Restorative Bond are here for that exact reason. So we don't need to worry about those kind of things. Now, you also could run Mischief if you want to. I'm not really a big fan. I'd rather save the space and use things like Shield Restoration. You can see now we got Tech Assault to spawn. Now, see, he's invulnerable and he's gathering shields. We're at 380 before the shields break. Let's just ignore that. Wasn't focused on myself. Let's see if we can get it again here. Come on, do some damage to my Smeeta. It procs again. Now you're going to see the shields are going to start to recharge. It's going to get up to 350 or so. Now we have shield gate value once again. And if we do get lucky again, then we get Tech Assault like it just did to proc again. Now it just procced again right there. And we have more shield gates. So the Smeeta will survive relatively well. And now since this is pure invulnerability, this means no matter what is hitting it, it'll be able to survive this as long as you're getting things like Tech Assault to proc and you're getting your nice shield gate values out of this. Like we can see, if I get it to proc here one more time, maybe if it takes any damage here, let's see. Yep, okay, so it procced again. We're all the way back up to 350 shields. If he takes damage here. Oh, nope, no proc, that was just the shield gate. A proc again, that's the shield gate. Now that is him dying. So you can see, it works well enough for survivability. It's going to provide you with fantastic utility, and that was just me standing in the middle of a crowd of 230 SP heavies. A lot of the time you're going to be moving around, things like that. The cat's not going to take that much damage because you're constantly moving. So it'll be a little bit different than that. But this is going to be the build video for you guys today. So if you guys are looking for a Smeeta Kavat video build after the changes and everything, this is what I recommend to you guys. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.